Hello, everybody. As promised, I said I would go live after episode 9. Of course, you guys have been tearing me up all day. I think, honestly, this is probably the most tags and posts and Lord have mercy, Jesus. I think a lot of people learned tonight that I had a hidden talent because I don't talk about it like that often. I'm in no way, shape, form, or fashion trying to be a gospel singer. I ain't trying to cut no records. I just honestly, what's up, Destiny? Listen, I'm going to take questions tonight. Feel free to drop them in the comment box, but I'm telling you now, if you haven't watched the episode yet, get off of here. Get off of here because we about to talk about it. Go ahead, tag your friends. Go ahead, tag your friends. Any questions you may have, this is a great time to drop them in the box. I don't think a lot of people knew. Hey, mama. A lot of people didn't know that I could sing, but true story. I tell people every now and then, but I actually had a partial vocal scholarship in college. So I've been singing since I was 5. And sometimes, it just comes out in the weirdest ways. Hey, Kim. Did I ever want to quit? Absolutely. Because these episodes are very, very emotionally taxing. For me personally, it was just because I was going through a lot personally. And you just never know what kind of situation you're walking into. So for me, there were times I did want to quit. Just being honest. It's a great question. You said I just watched for the first time. Now I'm hooked. Zakia, I hope you like it. Thank you, Shay. I really hope that it kind of brought a little bit of clarity. Although, he still brought that dadgum briefcase. And let me just say, for those that like to watch me to troll and go back and report to people that I know, my friends are aware of the situation. Quit being messy. I have to unfortunately talk about Kevin because he's in the episode and people have so many questions because the show is still taping. My hope is that once the season is done, I will move on from talking about Kevin. I just unfortunately have to explain because he's mentioned so much. And unfortunately, the way the show has played out, it doesn't necessarily give people a whole lot of context. And it almost appears that I left him because he, didn't have money anymore. And that's just crazy. I would never leave a man because he fell on hard financial times. We had to hire a private investigator and he was just a liar and a deceiver. So that's kind of how we ended up here. All that to say, I think as the episode progressed, I think the two biggest things in this season that I actually owned this particular episode was the nicknames. I apologize for that. Because the ladies were offended that I gave their husbands nicknames. So I apologize and own the fact that I said it. I've never said that I didn't say it. I've owned that I said it and I apologize for it. So you guys see that take place. And then I also apologize for saying that I heard rumors too. Now, I want to be clear. I've never spread a rumor and I've never repeated the rumors that I've heard. I simply said that I heard rumors and that offended Ashley, which apparently was the foundation of her feelings towards me. So I apologize for that. Outside of that, the back and forths that take place are what take place. And at this point in the season, where it allows for us to get to at least a peaceful place. It doesn't mean we're friends. It doesn't mean that people all of a sudden like me. It's just that we get to a place that, you know, we can at least try to move forward. And so I think that's really what this episode is about. Like, all I can, y'all, I'm telling you, all I can do is own what I said. I can't undo it. I can't unsay it. I don't know what people want from me. All I can say is, hey, I said it and I shouldn't have said it. And let me just tell you, I'm learning in reality TV, if you are not willing to provide receipts, then it's assumed that you're lying or that you're just trying to be messy. And so it came across as messy. I own that, y'all. I'm not ashamed to own my ish, okay? I'm just being honest. I own it, and I just shouldn't have said it, you know? Because I ain't that type of person. I'm not the type of person that's going to be like, oh, I got that receipt, and oh, I got this, and oh, let me pull up this, and I could care less. I don't care enough to be putting down receipts, except when it came to Kevin, because it was important, because I knew that so many people would wonder after me speaking so wonderfully about this man, and then to switch, you know, for me to have switched like I did, I needed to show receipts that, hey, this was bigger than him being broke all of a sudden. This was bigger than him, you know, betraying his former partners. This was a whole swindling situation. Your girl got swindled. And so I had to have receipts for him. And production will tell you, if they are on here, they will back me up. I had receipts on top of receipts on top of receipts. And I'm sure because of legal, they couldn't just air it. But I wouldn't have minded, because it would have shut a lot of the stuff up of people assuming, and oh, she dropped him because he didn't have money no more. It's ridiculous. Get out of here. It's crazy. So I'm really grateful. For me, it brought me to a moment of closure. And what a lot of people don't realize is that he was holding out on signing our papers for some false biblical standard. It's like, how you going to have a standard with marriage, but not have a standard with taking people money? Make it make sense. And so many other things he didn't have a standard on. But he was like, I don't believe in divorce. You better sign them papers. So unbeknownst to me, that night when we filmed that scene, it was the first time I had seen him in person in 8 months. Because 8 months prior, he had tucked tail and ran to stay in his parents' basement when I confronted him. I'm going to sing the song for y'all. I'm going to give y'all time. Y'all better let the saints know you're getting a live rendition of this song in just a few minutes. But that was the first time I seen him in 8 months, and I was disgusted because he came in looking extra slick, and I was just like, ew. But I was grossed out, and then he came dragging that deacon briefcase. I said, my God, on today. So for me, it was a moment of closure because it was the first time I had seen him in so long, and I knew without a shadow of a doubt, peace be unto thee. I'm good. But he brought those papers. And I was confused about why he would bring those papers. Like, I really was. I was confused. Like, why would you? But I really think he thought he was coming there to plead his case and win me back. I really do. I think he thought that he was going to come there and have some dramatic display and rip the papers up. And I just feel like in his crazy mind, he thought he was really about to have, it's what, I don't know what he was thinking. Anyway, I saw those papers, and that's where the song came from, because I couldn't believe he had actually brought them but not signed them. And I'm like, what was the point in bringing them if they weren't signed? Because I actually had to pay to have these things processed, and it was just irritating to me. And so at the end of the day, that's where the song came from. When Ashley comes to check and see what's going on, I look down and notice that he has those papers on the floor. And I'm like, wait a minute. Is these papers he signed? Yeah, he finally got to the place of signing, but it only took him almost 6 months to do it. And there was no reason not to. So you know how you really are just minding your own business, and then the Spirit of the Lord hits you. Now, I don't know. It probably was the spirit of the petty Lord. It was, I won't put this on the Lord. I won't put it on the Lord that I serve. And that has kept me in my right mind, because he should have got cussed out that night, and I did not cuss him. But when I looked down and saw them papers, that's where the song came. I'm telling you, it hit me deep down in my shanana, y'all. I felt that thing deep down in my spirit. And I was like, it's either sing or cuss, and I have maintained I don't cuss, and I don't want to break that. And so I wasn't going to cuss that man. I wasn't going to do it. But he was going to get that song. I knew once the words came to me in that moment, I thought to myself, if you go sing the song, you got to sing the song. Okay? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? If you're going to sing the song, you got to sing the song. So I went all in, y'all. I felt like I was on the front pew of the church. So it just kind of rolled off my tongue. At that point, I was all the way in and committed. Once I had the lyrics down, you get you a good church beat. You need to sign my papers and give my divorce. That's easy. You know what I'm saying? You need to sign my papers and give my divorce. Then I was feeling it. You've been lying before you got here. You've been lying for the last 2 years. You need to sign my papers and give my divorce. Now, the reason why I was singing, you've been lying before you got here, because the reality is that what we learn is that he had been lying clear up prior to us meeting. This is his history. This is his pattern. He's done it to every wife. He's done it to every woman. So he's been lying before he got here. But we were together 2 years. So that's what I said. You've been lying before you got here. You've been lying for the last 2 years. You need to sign my papers and get my divorce, because I'm tired. Got me out here paying thousands of dollars. It's just ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And the sad part is that you will have wacky people that will support him. Oh, he didn't deserve that. Why did you do that? Why did you? Feel sorry for the people he owes money to. I can't stand it. It's like church people are the worst. Y'all would rather cover up sin than to call it out. And you would rather make the person who called it out the villain versus the person who's actually the villain being called out. And sometimes you have to expose it for it to be handled correctly. I hope that by my exposing it, that his ex-partners who are owed a lot of money and all the other people that he has gotten over and swindled gets the justice that they deserve, because now this has the eyes on it that it needs. It is very, very hard to prosecute people who have swindled others. Did you guys not see the Tinder swindler? It's very hard to prosecute those people. And it's really so sad that we have gotten to a place that we would rather protect the villain and protect the person who's in the wrong than to actually be like, you know what? This needs to be called out. Yes, and I'm not ashamed. I care less what people say. You don't have to like my delivery. You don't. I'm not going to deliver it in a smooth rose-colored box. And it's important because he will continue to do this if it's not called out. I just sit there and have almost an hour conversation with someone else who was in the exact situation I was, and I've promised not to identify her, but had to literally pull the same thing I did, and she actually got out sooner than me. But she was like, Winter, he is a master con artist. And if I don't talk about it and I don't share it, because she doesn't have the platform I do, she doesn't have the reach that I do, And thankfully, by being on this platform, I'm able to share and be open and say, hey, be mindful, be aware, be on guard, do your research. Like, there are some things I wished I had done. There are some steps I wish I had taken, and I didn't. And it's not my job to sit here and appease the people who may or may not agree with my methods. My methods are my methods. And unless you're paying bills over here, I don't need a cosigner. My methods are my methods. It happened. It's out there now. And I'm at peace with it. Finally, we've gotten to a place of peace. And my family and I have been able to move forward and move on. And there was closure there. Finally, it did take a while. Like, goodness, took almost a year. Like, it was just crazy. But finally, I got to a place where it was done, and it was over. And I was grateful for that. When it comes to the episode with the ladies, I feel like this was a strong moment for the cast at large. And I feel like it was a good place. I feel like it was the lightest episode we've had as a cast. I feel like it was the funniest episode we've had as a cast. You get everybody kind of at this moment, kind of seeing the elephant in the room collectively, was Kevin. And everyone at this point, whether we are for each other or not, everyone is collectively against his foolery. And I think it enabled us to definitely, at least move forward in that moment. It ended up being a good weekend. That for me was a really good weekend. I felt like I honestly was not supposed to stay the night that night, and I ended up staying the night because it got so late. It's important for you guys to know that because of my safety concerns, with him, there was definitely security around because I was not playing around. Yeah, I think a lot of people felt like this was a good, fun, light episode. And I think definitely it was needed because I've been reading some of the feedback. And I don't know what it means for the viewership if people will continue to watch or tune in. But I do feel like for what we've been experiencing or what we've been seeing online, I do feel like tonight people were definitely interested in tuning in. Female Suge Knight, you said, I wanted Monique to take accountability in front of the group for creating all of that mess. I think, I'm not sure what was edited out or not. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what was edited out or not, but I can't remember what, I don't know. I can't remember what was edited out or included, but the fans have a lot to say regarding everything. That's for sure. You said where the Winterettes at. That's hilarious. Y'all, I think, honestly, from time to time, things are not always going to be as we would hope them to be. You said, I've been following you for years now. I love that they could see you for you finally. I think so often people have a preconceived notion, especially if you say, hey, I'm a Christian or I'm a believer. Well, I'm trying to read these questions. You said, you are the fan favorite. You carry the show. I mean, I just think a lot of it is so centered around what I have going on and everyone's issues with me. I think that's what happens. By default, kind of. Are you and Monique okay? I am waiting to address that until the reunion. I know a lot of people are curious, but for me, I personally feel like I've maintained over and over again that I don't personally have an issue with anyone on the cast. Just being honest. Everyone's issue has been with me, not the other way around. In the beginning, I had my issues. Let me be clear. But as the season progressed, I just felt like once I hashed it out and I felt like things were okay, I kind of left it. So the fact that some things were continuously carried on, it was like, okay. You said, what did you say, Destiny? It was everybody against you. Yeah, literally. Now that is the God honest truth. I honestly really feel like it has been everybody against me, and I've had no backup whatsoever. None. How many more episodes are left? One. We got one more and that's it. One more episode and we're done. This is a short season. But yeah, I honestly, people have asked me. So many people were quick to ask me like, hey, would you come back a second season? And I'm like, definitely not without backup. You can't, because by default, it automatically looks like something major is going on when a lot of times it's not exactly something major. It's just that there's no one to balance it. You know what I mean? And to be perfectly fair, I don't know that it didn't seem like they made Tasha's role large enough for her to even have a really like imprint. Like, you know what I mean? So it really wasn't enough for even her to provide balance. And it still wouldn't have been balanced because she's actually really Monique's friend. That's the thing. So it just needed to be balanced. I think if you're going to go on a show like this, you definitely need to have backup. Definitely. So do I have tea on any of the husbands? You would have to go to some of the people for that. I don't get into that. I really don't. You said Mo was so quick to make excuse for them, but she never defended you against them. A lot of fans feel that way. And I did feel like, honestly, I spent most of the season defending myself. And even in my absence, I was still being talked about. And it's just kind of like, I mean, is there anything else going on? Because you would have made it was almost. So this is the thing. The conversation with Mo and I happened all in one scene. One time. It was one lunch, one meeting, one scene. And this one scene got drug out the whole rest of the season. So for me, it was kind of like, how? How does this one thing get drug out? It was almost like I was being caught consistently saying something, and that wasn't the truth. Everything stemmed from that one particular meeting. It was just strange to me. And then it's like, then you kind of get ganged up on, from the one thing. So I don't know. Nahart, that's funny. That's possible. Definitely possible. Summer, yeah, we finally, yeah. So that's kind of been the thing. People have been like accusing me of like cheating, and it's just been stupid. Like, hey, be careful, like that girl is still with her husband. What? No, we have been legally separated for a year. We haven't lived in the same place for a year. Like legally, you can't in our state live in the same place and file for divorce. So legally, we've been separated for a year. And it took us almost a year due to his foolery to get things done. Like he finally just agreed at the end of April. Like at the end of April, we finally got him to agree to my complaint. But it took that long. So yeah. I agree with Summer Lovin'. Hold on. You said she was so quick to run back and tell what you said, but she never went back and told you what they said about you. Ooh, Destiny. That's a great, great point. Dawn, you said you either be on Housewives of Potomac, your shade was needed, and you kept it classy. You carried the season. They definitely need about 2 more casts. You need to bring back up. Yeah, I thought, that's an interesting notation, is that I never heard what was said in my absence. Quite frankly, I didn't learn that they even talked about me like that until the show. I'm just not going to take it personally. I don't know these people. They don't know me as much as that, there are things that are said. None of us know each other like that. So I'm not going to take it personally from people who don't know me. Just being honest. You said you had 2 problems. Ashley didn't like you before you even talked to her, and Monique repeated your conversation to people who weren't in the conversation. She made it seem like you kept talking about them. That's why Ashley felt how she felt. And it's not true. Yes, son, I'll check my text when I'm done. 13093, you said, I'm confused on why Ashley says she had a problem with the nickname, but when she was told about it, she said it was funny and didn't have a problem with it. I was so disappointed that they were always gossiping about you. Yeah, it took a while. Yeah, Lenora. It happens. It took till April for him to find someone else to scam. Now, Joe, that's a word. Girl, you was the topic every chance that... Listen. Oh, goodness. I did not know it was that bad, truth be told. Are you going to tell us who started the rumors about you? Literally, there's so much... there's not a ton going around. I honestly don't live my life very recklessly. I don't get it right in the marriage department, but okay. I just don't live my life very recklessly like that. So it's only so many rumors that can be told if I'm being completely 100. I know who it's alleged to have told the rumor that I know for a fact is false. The alleged rumor is that I had been intimately involved with my best friend for months, which is just completely not true. I told him about it and we just laugh about it. But we know who the source is and why it was told to a particular castmate. I tell people all the time, like, I'm a grown woman. I'm just not gonna hide from things that are true. If it's true, it's true, but it's just not true. And that we were the cause of his breakup from his ex. Now, mind you, he's never been married, simply an ex, but that lie was told, and it's not true. You guys will learn. Wait till the reunion. You will learn. You will learn. You said drop the names, Winter. You guys will actually learn. Who said that? You said you did care this season, Winter. You're going to have open doors because of this. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You said get Monique next season, but don't do too much. You know she likes to fight. I honestly don't understand. It's just weird that it carried on for so long. Destiny, I didn't. I really didn't. Not like that. Beauty for ashes. I'm definitely already getting beauty for ashes, Lenora. I live by that. You said keep it classy. There's something about you. That's why they were talking about you. Stay prayerful. The devil will try you. The devil tried me in this episode, but I walked out victorious and with a song. And with the anthem. That's a great question. The Gray Head Diva. Was reality TV what you thought it was going to be? You said she's not your friend. Stay real. Don't let reality TV change you. You know, one of the most beautiful things about this experience, y'all, is that I really brought myself. I think it's unfortunate that it was portrayed as if I had changed or people don't know who I am. Well, really, that's the truth. Y'all don't know who I am. So there was a lot that I think people expected of me. And when, I went in a different direction, people were caught off guard. But I showed up as myself. When I clocked in, Winter clocked in as Winter. I think the reality is that people didn't know that I was this cast anyway, because I don't know them and they don't know me. They didn't know that I was sassy. They didn't know that I was sarcastic. They didn't know that I liked to laugh and crack jokes and I had a quick wit. And I like to have my shade side. Had nothing to do with going through nothing. I just liked it. I like to do something different with my hair. My hair has changed every scene, if y'all haven't noticed. I like it. It's how I express myself. It doesn't mean something's wrong. I would never shave the side of my head for some man having a Britney Spears moment. That's ignorant. I liked it, and I shaved it. I had been shaved side. I had a shaved side for years. I didn't get hair because they made comments about my hair. I didn't know they didn't like my shaved side. Honestly, like, I didn't learn that the shaved side was a thing until the episode started rolling. When I heard Arena say she had a shaved side and I knew a person was going through something, I'm like, Joker, you saw me almost a year ago and I had a shaved side. So you weren't surprised by that. I had a shaved side when I saw all of them last June. So for it to kind of be spun like it was somehow a new thing was kind of strange. And that caught me off guard. So once I got that, I knew it was going to be turned into a topic. But I certainly wouldn't. I didn't shave my head because of anybody, nor would I put head on my hair because of anybody. Corey made that decision for me, who is my hairstylist. So reality TV was not what I thought it was going to be. But yeah, you kind of learn on the fly. It's a temporary anthem, but I feel like divorce happens all the time. And people need support. We need to quit acting like people don't need support. Yes, I agree with you, 130.93. It was below the belt, which is why I actually got up and walked out on her when she said it. It's funny to me how everybody wanted to be sensitive on this cast, but didn't have a problem when I was sensitive about things that were said to me. Case in point, the things that were said to me, and I don't know if it makes a scene or not. Ashley actually at the dinner that night, if I was sensitive like them, I actually probably would have left before Kevin got there, because there's something that's said and she brings up my ex-husband and the nanny situation and mentions the kids. Like, that's just low. I have kids too that are still old enough to watch, old enough to definitely decipher what's being said. And it's like there was no thought or consideration given to my kids, yet everyone wants to be sensitive and say, how could you do that to another woman? It's like, well, how could you do it? I think that was kind of my thing. So yeah, I'm glad she apologized too. They were all being bullies and you stood your ground every time. That's the word that nobody wants to use, but how else can you look at it when there's so many against one? Now, if I was going around being a troublemaker and legitimately talking about people's marriages and being messy and actually, showing receipts, and then yeah, I would have earned it, but that was not the case. They did think I was going to be a church mouse. And I'm not. I don't know. I came as myself, y'all. People like it or love it. Winter showed up as herself. I wasn't there to be cussing people out and calling people bees. I don't agree with calling people. Have we not progressed outside of calling women's bees? Like, I just don't agree with it. So I'm not going to sit here and call a woman a bee. I want to be honest. I got called a bee so many times at that reunion that I lost count. It was just insane. It's like, we have better language than that, We really, really do. We have better language than calling people bees. The fact that Ashley called the sex therapist a bee, were like, can you expand? It's just, yeah, it's rough. Nobody's gotten any contracts yet, so I can't even respond to whether or not I'm coming back season 2. Nobody's gotten a thing to my knowledge. So no one's gotten a thing, so I can't respond. You said I'm still surprised to see you on the show. It was a fluke, y'all. It's not like, we had initially did the casting round, but it fell, I dropped us out because all the shenanigans going on with us personally. And so I didn't anticipate being on the show at all. Just sort of the way the things played out. Never working, okay? You said at the reunion it's going to be a bullying set. I'll pass on it, child. From the preview, it looks like Ashley finds out DJ Fun Size cheated like her on her. I'm going to let that scene play out. I'm going to reserve my commentary on it. I'm going to reserve my commentary on it, and I'm going to let y'all watch the scene, and y'all tell me what you think about that. Now, watching Monique's interaction with the other ladies regarding you, has your relationship with her changed? I would say our relationship is as it was. That's the best way I can answer that. It is as it was. I think it's one of those things where how do I say this? Child, my face will tell a lot of stories if y'all follow my faces. I definitely feel like, what was I saying? Our relationship is as it was. That's the best I can tell you. I definitely don't like, so a lot of this I have to wait, y'all, to address after the reunion, because I can't out what comes up at the reunion. I'm trying not to do that. And I will address the whole Monique thing. But it's better if I wait until the reunion, because it'll make sense. It really will. It'll make a lot of sense. You said as long as people keep their hands to themselves, all is well. Are you bringing backup to the reunion? The reunion has already been filmed. And no, I did not have backup. And child, I don't know. I definitely know that I would not do a season 2 without backup. That's just what it is. I got to be able to bring my own people in. There are just some things that I feel like would not have happened. Did you realize before going to the reunion you were the target? No. And that's the part. I was armed, but I was never armed to be low, if that makes sense. And we never got to that because it got so out of control. And I feel like there are some things that happened during the reunion that had I had a man there, wouldn't have happened in that reunion. Otherwise, it might have been a fight at the reunion. It's just some things a man isn't going to allow another man to do to a woman or at a woman. And there were just some things that occurred that I will address after the reunion airs. That's what I can say. So, you said, did Carlisle have your back? Who's Carlisle? Hi, Shonda. Good to see you on here. Yeah, I just feel like sometimes there's a lot that happens, but I feel like this is one thing where I needed a boo. No, he's the host. No, he's the host. He's trying to host. He's not there to have my back. But trust me, there is a moment Chris didn't have your back. I can't get into it. We'll address it when the reunion airs. Trust. But it was very out of hand. You know, I was going to roll out a file cabinet, and it wasn't even for really my castmates. The bigger thing is that it was presented like I was a liar. Like that was the thing that was going around online for a while. I was a liar because I wouldn't show receipts. And I'm like, I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to show receipts. But to accuse someone as to be a liar because they don't want to show their receipts, it's just, come on now. But I definitely wish I had a man with me because it was something else. You said Andy Cohen had Giselle back when it got heated. You said, have the producers taken any accountability for the way they allowed things to unfold due to their edits? No. No. No, and I mean, it's a reality show. You sign a release that says you have no control over your edits. I don't understand the reasoning and getting mad about it. I'm okay with it. People are gonna assume and think what they want to think. I got freaking weirdos, sending ignorant stuff to, people I know, lying, like just flat lying. So it's, you sign up for it, you take the good with the bad of reality TV. To say everything is edits and this and that, I mean, it happens, but at the end of the day, you sign a release. So you really can't complain. At the end of the day, you have to be like, you know what? If I'm going to sign up for this, I'm going to have to take the good with the bad. Not your type of folks. Anyway, sis, they are professional ish starters. You should have called on me. I'll be right there. Yeah, Caressa, it could have been worse. Exactly, Candace. Saying I heard rumors ain't starting rumors. Very big difference. And I never started rumors at all. And I feel like the whole season has been based on the fact that I heard, not that I started. Thank you, Enchanted Affirmations. So I don't think that, as cast, that we should feel a way, because we know what we sign up for. We don't get a choice. That thing we sign is ironclad. And I honestly think for my story to be, in some ways happen in real time, they were very responsible with my story because there was a lot taken out that they could have left in. So listen, for the moments people might have thought like I appeared crazy or this, that, or the other, like, feel what you feel. I know I'm not crazy. That's all that matters. I know I'm not crazy. So for people to say, oh, she's crazy, Winter may be a little strange, Winter may be a little weird, to each his own. It's not for me to decipher. Honey, when they start paying, I'll care when they start paying these bills for this townhouse. Till then, feel what you feel. Not my business. It's none of my business what people think about me. It's really not. You say you still rude for me to bring my daughter in from back. Now, Kayla will handle some business, honey, but she cuss. Listen, what my mama said, everybody coming to church ain't saved, honey. Kayla cusses. So the way she gathers is gonna be a little bit more colorful in the language. You got to be mindful. Everybody can't. I really think this just, woo. You say everyone has their own fan base. Someone will always be mad. Yep, that's true. You got to be realistic. And edits show don't change people's characters. Let me tell you what. The reality is that regardless, I do feel like you'll have people that say they don't like me because they're team this person or team that person. But what I love is that the people who have come to follow me as a result of the show, all of them have said, you know what, Winter, I may not have liked this or that, but I see your heart. I see your spirit. I rock with you. I think ultimately who you are shines through at some point. I think this episode in particular really showed my frustration with the divorce and the lying that was happening. It really also showed that I have a personality, that I love to have a good time, that I don't take myself all of that seriously, that I do know how to take accountability, that I do know how to own where I messed up. Like, I feel like this episode really kind of showed a well-rounded version of Winter. And I feel like at the end of the day, that is what a lot of fans are starting to see. Like, oh, she's not so bad at all, you know. She's not so terrible. I really think, you know, yeah. Joe, I agree. You know, that's interesting. Also show people were capitalizing off your pain and circumstances. Shit, I'm gonna need them to stop bringing up your past, though. Well, that's the thing. I will address that as well when we get to the reunion, because I learned something very interesting at that reunion, and it didn't include me. So it made things in my life up for fair game versus them being open about their personal life. And the reality is that it's not fair to really openly call out someone else's past. Because let me tell you what, everybody here got a past. And even still, the past that you want to call out is not relevant to the matter at hand. It's not. Again, the angle is that, oh, I lied, or I didn't, the angle was that I lied. It's like, no, I didn't lie. I just didn't address it. And some things in the past are not to be addressed for a reason, but they wanted to angle it like, no, you didn't bring it up because you're a liar. No, I really didn't. Run that tape back and go back and watch it. Every single time it comes up, I refuse to go into it. I was asked, honestly, by Monique to address something that Kevin said, and he actually brought up out of spite, and she was like, you're going to have to address it. I was like, I'm not addressing it. But the reality is that I couldn't address it. And literally that one moment caused people on the cast to try to use it against me. But it's like, it's not really to be used against me. Quite frankly, I'm the type of person, I would love to just tell on myself and just be honest, because I never want people to feel like they holding something over me. Like, get out of here with that. I ain't got nothing that I'm too ashamed of or embarrassed of. I don't care. I'm out here telling folks in that dinner scene, that vegan dinner scene, we have like the game, and it's asked, has anyone ever been arrested? I have. I ain't ashamed of that. Who cares? I've had a few things that have gone bust in my life. I'm not ashamed of it. It happens. Like, nobody goes on a reality show shame of stuff. You can't. You can't. I always have put it out there. If there's something in my past or present that I can't discuss, it is for a good reason, and usually it's legal. Other than that, I would rather just tell y'all, because I really don't care. There's nothing in my past that's prohibiting my future, and it sure ain't impacting my present. So I don't know what y'all want. If y'all are looking for a perfect human, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. Not at all. Yeah, it's just, it's like, let's dig up all this stuff on her. I mean, it's not all of this stuff, y'all. I mean, to be perfectly honest, the one thing that was dug up was actually not factual. And then the other thing, literally legal. It's like, okay. I mean, get me swinging from a pole or something. Like, give me a disgraced pastor swinging from a minister swinging from a pole. That's news, but it ain't out there. Last I checked, the blood of Jesus covered all anyway. Even if I was, and I got friends who used to be a former stripper. I'm not ever going to look at someone as less than or somehow unqualified, or that's just ridiculous to me. I know some pretty doggone rich strippers that have made a good life for themselves. You said the other thing you took issue with was when Quick went in at the dinner talking about hairstylists never have hair done, etc. Maybe he need to check your accomplishments. I thought that was a shady comment. But again, if me responding to that with the nickname, I'm suddenly evil, but did anyone ever notate the I'm just wondering. Like, there was shade thrown first, y'all. These people acted like I was coming up to them and saying, hello, let me be shady right now. That wasn't the case. All of the shade I threw stemmed from something. And that's just the truth. Yeah, Jaylee, I think it's not even just made it worse. It was just how it was told. And I really feel like it was a situation where I wish we all were just together so we could have hashed it out. You know? I really do. I really feel like it just could have been resolved so much easier than it was. And I really wish she had said at one time everything I said. Like her not telling that I gave the husband's nicknames. Which, let's talk about that in context. I was basically saying to Monique, I don't want none of y'all men. And that's how we got the nicknames. I was like, I don't want him and I don't want him. I ain't looking at nobody husbands. And I actually said it about everybody husbands. I don't want Tasha husband. I don't want Chris. I don't want Quick. I don't want Jamie. Because it seemed like, you know, it was an issue with me being around because it was couple driven. And it was like, I'm trying to get rid of somebody, not trying to be messing with nobody else's. So you ain't got to worry about me. And I feel like, you know, if it was a problem, she could have checked me at the table. You know, I feel like we were cool enough that she could have at least been like, now, Winter, that's not cool. Don't give them no nicknames. Certainly don't laugh about it. If you upset. But yeah, she could have checked me at the dinner table when we were eating lunch. And then I think she also could have told everything at once, because literally to the ladies, it made it seem like I was continuously talking about everybody. Yeah, they were calling him the winter swindler pretty early on. But there's even like people are upset about. Oh, so yeah, Kira, Coco, that's a great comment. I really thought y'all came to understanding at the brunch, but you still seem mad talking to Monique. Yeah, I definitely was still bothered by the fact that Arena and Ashley was saying that all I talked about was, you know, the situation with Kevin. And I was very upset about that because that wasn't true. I was responding to being asked about him. And then unfortunately, Chris chimed in saying that he had met with Kevin, and that took over the whole vegan dinner. So yeah, I did feel some type of way, but y'all have to understand too, I'm definitely just downloading with her. And honestly, downloading in a way that anybody would download with somebody they cool with. Y'all have to understand, she's the only connect I have in this circle of friends. It ain't like we filming with 50 other people that I can go to and bounce myself off of. You know what I mean? She's the only connect. Tasha and I don't know each other. I don't know, the issue I have is with Arena and Ashley, and I don't know them like that. So I definitely felt like I could download with her, and it just, hindsight is 2020. No, she never told me what they were saying about me. Ever. But yeah, I wouldn't dare cross no season 2 line without no friends. So Jaylee, I hope that answered your question.
So the question I asked her in her chat was, did she feel like Monique made things worse by not letting things go and taking more information back to Arena and Ashley? That was it.
But yeah, I just really wish that it was all said at once, instead of it seeming like I'm just out here talking mess every other day about people. Which is far worse mess to talk. I feel like if I was going to talk mess, I would have just dug a little deeper. I just felt like I needed backup. But I definitely doing. I'd be danged if I go on another reunion by myself. Yeah, I agree, Danny. I do. So your mama was on the show. You should have brought her to the reunion. My mama would have fought that reunion. She would have fought that reunion. That wouldn't have sat well with her. But you know what? I don't believe they would have acted like that with my mom sitting there. I really don't think some things would have been done. So me, do you feel like this show tested your faith and your morals? Absolutely. Absolutely. I literally tested Destiny. You said they would have. You said Jaylee, you said season 2 will be born without you, as you were the main topic with all the couples. I would love to bring my kids back for season 2, but I need backup. I need backup. Real backup. Because a lot of the heat I got this particular time, I need a male backup. And I'm serious. I need a male backup. It's just some energy some men ain't giving when another man is sitting right there. Because I tell you what, ain't none of those men that were on that stage with me would have let another man come at they women the way that they came at me. No way. No way, no how. And I had to stand a few people down. I had some upset friends that were not okay with that. Not what I reported back. It's something else, Destiny. It's definitely something else. You said I can't give a male backup. I just feel like it's just certain things that ain't happening if there's a man there. Just ain't happening. It was a lot of... I agree, Jaylee, and that never happened. It was a tag team situation.
My comment this time was after her saying how she felt the men were attacking her, I said that was unacceptable. I feel like the wives should have for sure checked their husbands to not address her. Husband, shut the fuck up. Let the women discuss whatever, but the husband should never attack any of the female cast member.
That was no. So you know what, Mo? Mo, honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I did not want them to pull me out of character because all season I have always maintained my composure despite what has been happening around me. Like literally, I have maintained my composure, and I didn't want that. I didn't want the reunion to be the time that the fans saw me lose my composure. I just wasn't going to let them have that from me. I wasn't going to let them push me there or bring me there. I didn't want to be, cussing nobody out. And it's not who I am. It's not. And so I wasn't going to let the unfortunate uncomfortableness of what went down, pull me out of who I am. Now, there are some things I wish I had said, but I think I was so stunned that it's what it is. And like I said, when we get to the reunion, I will say what I need to say. You said, if you haven't noticed, I ain't never seen red light. Oh boy, Dallas in the building. It's not gonna sit well with the fans that support me. You said I would bring it and they would feel it. Next time, take the Amy True, you are funny. But let me tell you what, he definitely wouldn't have it. If he got to be involved in the situation, I tell you what ain't about to happen. that I'm for sure, I can count on him. He got my back 1,050%. What we not gonna do is have people up in my face on his watch, and I can take that to the bank. That I'm certain of. Yeah, it's not gonna sit well with people who support me at all. Destiny, you said it. I'm gonna let you say it. It was a lot of talking, but this is why I had to hush, because I can't wait to address stuff like this after the reunion, because it was a lot of talking and atting me and tagging me, and I'm like, what is going on? I'm not responding to that. Like, cut the crap. I'm not responding to that. But I got part of the gangster that was had was because one of my male friends said something. Never you mind all the atting and tagging. It was just weird. So I'll let you say it. The reunion was something else. What's up? You said he had a book bag and all that paper with no pen. That's what I didn't understand. Why you bring that paper if you wasn't gonna sign it? You could have saved me a lot of time and a processing fee, because I had to pay a processor, and that irritated my soul. This raggedy situation cost me thousands of dollars. Something that should have been done in 30 days or less. Just ridiculous. No, my mama would have been my mom gets a little light in the hand. Somebody might have got slapped on that stage. You the fact that he had all the evidence was still, that's funny. He came with the same book bag he did. You said, how did that night end? What did he say at the end of the song? I don't know. I left. I left. From what I'm told, he was upset that he felt like he thought it was the time for us to had some time to speak so he could show me them papers in that briefcase. How and why did he end up on the guys' brunch? I don't know. To me, I just kind of felt like the guys wanted a reason to be against me. And so it was just easy to kind of jump on his side. But I'm like, he ain't told not 1 ounce of truth. We got all these papers and no facts, like none. And calling them facts, but to call something facts is different from something actually being facts. And it's just, I don't know. So queuing, I don't know. I left from what I'm told. There was a discussion. Now Dimmy Dean, I'm telling you, that would have been an option. But I don't know. From what I'm told, he had a video. One of his ex-girlfriends recorded a video. What do you call it? A support video? What you call them things, y'all? My God, what am I trying to say? One of those witness videos. She was trying to be a witness for him. Said he was an upstanding man in the community. Sound like something he typed up for her. So Chris was like, he had a woman in a video speaking to his character. I said, well, who is it? So when I found character witness. Thank you, Hayes. Thank you, Hayes Bell. Appreciate you, Megan. He had a character witness video that he showed Chris and Monique. I'm not sure if Monique was still down there. Maybe just Chris. From one of his exes. And she said that he was an upstanding man in the community. Now, I asked him who it was. Now, apparently this is the same ex that allowed him to be on her cell phone bill clear up to the time we was married. So this is the same woman that was paying they was sharing a cell phone. I don't know how you share a cell phone with an ex when you got a wife, but that's what the situation was. So she ain't a credible character witness. She's still willing to be entangled in foolishness. So ain't no telling how much he paid her. But I tell you right now, this would not hold up in a court of law. Until you can bring me a character witness video from your child's mothers, who I know for a fact wouldn't give you one. Don't play with me. So I don't know how it ended. I left. It's literally all I needed. I didn't need to discuss. I didn't need to see. I didn't want to see. Do y'all understand that there was nothing left to discuss? Nothing. I have moved on with my life. My life is good in the neighborhood. I was very proud of myself. Unlike, I could have Kim Kardashianed it, been a Kim Kardashian. A sanctified one. But y'all know some of y'all get legally separated and have a boyfriend 2 weeks later. And I didn't do that. I actually served my time. And I kept myself separate and away from men's. And I was pretty much solo for almost a year. But I was been legally separated since July of last year. But I didn't do that. So when people try to comfort me about it, now that I'm, back out here in these streets, it's like, let me live my life. Like and this is somebody that didn't deserve the type of fidelity that I gave his behind in the first place. Yet I still honored it. I wasn't out here dipping it low and spreading it wide. I wasn't. I took my time. I focused on my kids, my business, and my therapy and ministry purposes. That's it. I went on a whole tour. I was teaching classes, like minding my own business. I didn't do what a lot of people would have done. And trust me, he did not deserve for me to be all regular. Destiny, let me tell you what. Some people on here think it's their business, but I'll reserve my commentary until the reunion. Listen, people get on my nerves. Am I still in contact with Destiny and Tisha? Well, Destiny's on. Yeah. We're cool online, y'all. I'm super cool with the ones I've made contact with from Huntsville, like Tisha, Destiny, and and Tiffany, they're all cool people. I respect them greatly. They paved the way for us. They can move me to Huntsville, Cass. I fit right on in. I'm from the South anyway. Just slap me on in there. Why would the reunion be filmed before all of the episodes are complete? I don't know why they do that, but we got to see all the episodes before we filmed the reunion. So we were aware of everything else that transpired. I don't like that a lot of when I was out for the reunion was on stuff that was not related to the show. I thought it was a waste. I feel like I wish we had done a part 3. So we could have actually addressed like more stuff that was actually pertaining to what the audience actually saw. How far in advance did I know? That morning. That morning or maybe the day before. It wasn't a lot of notice. It was like the day before, that morning. Something, I want to say the day before though. For some reason I'm thinking the day before. Don't call me a liar if I get it wrong, y'all. I know it was either the day before or that morning. Well, I mean, he didn't come to the end of the night. He didn't come. He wasn't there very long either. By the time that scene took all of like 20, 30 minutes. It wasn't long at all. It wasn't a long scene. I just knew he was about to come in there lying. Tonight was a good episode overall, I feel. And, you know, we will see what happens. That's all I can tell y'all. Stay tuned. Listen, welcome to every new follower. You guys have been great. A lot of you have been coming over from other platforms just to check it out and see what's going on over here. I hope I give you guys, you know, some insight more about who I am and, you know, just kind of what I have going on. Like at the end of the day, I feel like who I am, people will see it, and the people that are for me are going to rock with me. And that's what matters most. So I'm excited. Like my goal is to continue just to grow and expand who I am as a brand and expand my business and be able to reach and support more women. Because at the end of the day, I feel like the main message for me personally is that women need support, especially when they're going through difficult things. And I don't feel like you always have to be friends to support a woman that's going through something difficult, right? Like we should all be here for each other. It's hard enough in this world, and we just need to support each other. And so I am I'm happy about the opportunity to continue to connect with more women and support more women. But we are down to the nitty gritty. We got one more episode, y'all, and this season is a wrap. So I will say, you know, we'll leave the ifs or the maybes about season 2 to later discussion. But I will say, hands down, I am incredibly thankful for all the support that I've gotten from people who literally do not know me. You guys have been incredible. Like, just thank you so much, because it has been a lot. And y'all have been down for the cause. So to every old supporter and new supporter, I love y'all. And y'all have an amazing night.